What did your parents say to you as a kid that still affects you today? My dad worked construction his whole life. Big guy, rough hands, never said much. But every morning before school, he'd ruffle my hair and say the same thing. Remember, kiddo, real men take care of their family. That's all that matters. I believed him completely. When I was 8, he started coming home later. Mom would have dinner ready at 6, but we'd end up eating alone. Daddy's working extra hard for us, she'd explain, but her smile looked forced. The late nights turned into missed dinners, then missed weekends. Dad would stumble in at midnight, clothes smelling weird, mumbling about providing for his family. Mom started leaving voicemails that went unanswered. I'd watch her dial his number 3 times before giving up. She'd slam the phone down harder each time. One Tuesday, I was sick with the flu. Mom couldn't leave work, so I stayed home alone. Around noon, I heard Dad's truck in the driveway. I got excited. Maybe he'd take care of me like real men do. I ran to the window and saw Dad get out, but he wasn't alone. A woman with red hair was with him. They were laughing, holding hands. She was wearing one of those fancy dresses Mom always looked at in store windows but never bought. They went to Mrs. Whitlock's house next door. Mrs. Whitlock was at work. I watched from my bedroom window as Dad used a key to let them in. My stomach dropped. I called Dad's work phone. His boss answered. Thaddeus? He called in sick today. I pressed my face against the glass, watching Mrs. Whitlock's curtains stay closed. My fever spiked, but I couldn't look away. 3 hours later, they came out. The woman kissed Dad goodbye before getting in her own car. Dad checked his watch, straightened his shirt, then walked back to our house, whistling. That evening, Dad came home for dinner like nothing happened. He ruffled my hair and asked about school. How's my tough guy feeling today? I thought real men take care of their family. They do, buddy. That's why Daddy works so hard. The next week, I saw him again. Different woman, blonde this time. Same house, same key, same lies. I started keeping a notebook, writing down dates and times like a detective. For months, I watched this pattern. Different women, same routine. Dad would use Mrs. Whitlock's empty house during the day. I never said anything. I was just a kid. Who would believe me? Mom's credit cards got declined at the grocery store. She had to put back the milk. That same day, I saw Dad buying flowers for the redhead at the gas station. Mom started getting thinner. She'd stare at unpaid bills on the kitchen table, counting and recounting the same $20 bills. Daddy's working extra jobs, she'd tell herself more than me. Our electricity got shut off twice. Mom cried while lighting candles, saying it was like camping. Dad came home with a new watch that night. One night, I heard them fighting. Through the thin walls, I heard Mom crying. Where is all the money going, Thaddeus? I can barely buy groceries. Don't question me. Dad's voice was cold. Real men handle the finances. You wouldn't understand. Years passed. I grew up watching Dad lie to Mom's face every single day, watching her believe him because she loved him, watching her make excuses for why we couldn't afford new school clothes while Dad bought expensive gifts for other women. When I turned 18, I couldn't take it anymore. I told Mom everything I'd seen, every woman, every lie, every afternoon at Mrs. Whitlock's house. Mom just sat there quietly. Then she looked at me with the most broken expression I'd ever seen and said, I already knew, sweetheart. I've known for years. That night, Dad came home and did his usual routine, ruffled my hair. Remember, kiddo, real men take care of their family. I looked him dead in the eye and said, no, Dad, real men don't destroy their family while pretending to protect them. Mom filed for divorce the next week. Now I'm 35 with kids of my own. Every morning I ruffle their hair and tell them the truth. Real love means being honest even when it's hard. That's what real people do.